guys, welcome back to the channel. It's currently 6:01 p.m. It's August 31st. I just got to work, as you know, as a tech in a hospital, healthcare tech, CNA, whatever you guys call it. We work 12-hour shifts, so that's the shift that I'm working tonight. Sometimes you can work 8s, 12s. Typically it's 12 hours though, but depending on your floor and where you work, it can be different. But the floor that I work on, which is oncology, we work 12-hour shifts unless we pick up a shift, and we get to pick our own hours. But the minimum has to be 4 hours. The lighting is really bad in here. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I can't record anything like when I'm in there because like we can't do that. So I'm just kind of recording this, and I'm gonna turn the light on so you can kind of see. We wear gray, so I just have this gray top on with my gray scrub pants or whatever, and then my Apple Watch, and then yeah, so and then today I just decided to put on like a little gray scrunchie or whatever to match. But yeah, so this is the fit. I'm currently in the parking garage right now, so yeah, don't need that on. But yeah, so basically what I do when I first get there is I like get into my stations. I pick up, we have this sheet so we know like where we're going, like which side we're on, and then I just get settled and I log into my computer so that I can get all of the patients that I have on to my list, and then I will get report from the nurses, or sometimes if the nurses are busy, I'll get report from the tech that was there for a day shift, because they've been with the patients for 12 hours. They pretty much know exactly what's going on and everything. And then we get our vitals at 6, 10, and 2. So after I get report and everything, I will get my vitals for the 6 o'clock, and I will take the trays out of their rooms if they weren't taken out already on day shift. I will kind of straighten up their room and get it all nice and clean and everything, and just get it tidied and organized, because me personally, I cannot stand a cluttery room where everything's just everywhere. I like it to be nice and clean, especially for the patients that have been there for like a long time. Like, I'm pretty sure they don't want to see like a messy room or whatever. That's just me though. Not all techs do it. Like, sometimes they just do the basics and just do what needs to be done. But typically, like, when I go in there, I'll like start cleaning things up and just getting things nice and neat and everything. So after that, then comes 8 o'clock turns. So our turns are every 2 hours, so 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6. So after I get done with vitals, I kind of have like that hour downtime until it's time for me to get up and do something again, which is turns. But every night is different, so you never really know like what's gonna happen. But typically, like, for a regular night, you would do your vitals at 6, 6:30, whatever. You would get done around like 7 or whatever, and after you get done doing what you need to do in all the rooms, then you can typically sit down, chart if you like forgot to chart some stuff, and then you would just get up at 8, or it has to be done like before 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock is late. Like, even 8:59, like, that's still okay. Like, it's still within that 8 o'clock hour. But if the person's Braden score is 18 or below, then they're considered a turn, and we have to turn them because they can't really, or they don't really move as much, so we don't want them to get bed sores or anything like that. So we will go in the room and then we will turn them. And then after that, like, it's pretty much like downtime, for the 9 o'clock hour. Then 10 o'clock hour, that's when you have your vitals again, and then you have your turns again, and you do like oral care or offer oral care and stuff like that. And then 11 o'clock hour, downtime, and then 12 o'clock, then you just have your turn. 1 o'clock kind of downtime. 2 o'clock, you have your last set of vital signs. You have to get their weight and clear their SCD pumps. Also a turn again. And yeah, and then 3 o'clock downtime. 4 o'clock turn, 5 o'clock downtime, 6 o'clock turn, and then by 6 o'clock, that's when I'm kind of like, okay, like my shift is over, but like not really, but like things just kind of tend to move a little faster. But yeah, so that's kind of like the rundown for everything. Oops. Like I said though, not everything is the same. Like not everything's the same as far as routine wise, but like every night is different. So there may be some nights where you get like a whole bunch of downtime, and then there might be days where you're like, I have not sat down. And that's kind of been me for the past couple times. Like I will get here, I clock in at 6:23 every single shift, because that's the earliest we can clock in, and I'll just be up and on the go until like I don't even know when. Like some nights like I won't properly like sit down and like, you know, actually have a break until sometimes like 11 o'clock. So night shift is busy. Like it does have, you know, it does have its busy like nights or whatever. I don't even know if that made any type of sense, but it does have nights where like it's very, very busy as a day shift. But like once you get over that hump, like it's really chill, it's really nonchalant, it's quiet, you know, we have like some of the lights and stuff off. So yeah, sometimes you just have to, oh my gosh, sometimes you just have to get over that hump, and then you will be all good to go. But yeah, I'm gonna come back to you guys probably on my lunch break and kind of fill you guys in on what's been going on, how many patients I have. On my floor though, I do want to let you guys know, on my floor we only have 16 beds. So usually typically for a full staffed night, it's 4 nurses and 2 techs, and obviously the nurses get 4 patients apiece and the techs will get 8 patients apiece. But yeah, so I'll fill you guys in on like how many patients I have and stuff like that, which probably is 8. But sometimes if the other tech calls in and if we're not able to get like another tech or something, then I would have the whole floor. But my nurses are very, very helpful, so it's never like I'm doing anything alone. Like I don't ever feel alone, so I don't ever worry about that too much because I have help. Like it's not like I'm the only person there. But yeah, I'll come back on my lunch and kind of fill you guys in on what's been going on, and then after that I'll get back to you guys when I get off of work, which will be 7 a.m. So yeah, bye. Oh wow, you can like really see my hair color. It's like kind of really red. I dyed it like the other day or something, whatever. But anyways, in the last clip that I inserted, you guys obviously can tell like I'm not in my car, I'm not in a break room or anything like that. I'm in my room. And so I told you guys that I was going to get back to you guys on my lunch break. So what ended up happening when I got into work, I thought it was going to be the best night ever. I mean, it still was the best night. Like I still had a really good night. But so I got to work, you know, I got report. The side that I was on only had 4 patients. 4 patients. Only 4 patients. We were fully staffed. We had 4 nurses. We had 2 techs. And you know, I'm just like, this is gonna be a really, really good night. And sometimes we might need people to like sit with one of the patients because maybe they're confused or they're like impulsively like trying to get out of bed or trying to pull on their tubes or whatever. So on the other side, which wasn't my side, there was a sitter, and the tech from day shift had to go in there for like the last 30 minutes of her shift because I guess they put in the order for the sitter, or it was either that or the person that was sitting in there left, so she had to go in there. It was something like that. Either way, she was in there. And so I saw the sheet and I noticed that we had a sitter, and when I saw that at first, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I hope that, you know, we have a sitter, because I honestly don't like sitting for like 12 hours straight. I mean, I guess it kind of depends, but like I like being out on the floor and like doing stuff, because especially at nighttime, like when you're just sitting for 12 hours, like you're gonna get tired. I'm not saying that I
have like fallen asleep or like will fall asleep, but it's just like, yeah, it's easy money. Like, it's easy money, but like, I don't know. I just like to be out on the floor and like helping and stuff. That's just me though. Like, I like helping patients and helping the nurses and getting more experience than, and you can get a lot more of that instead of just sitting for a 12-hour shift. But anyway, so I saw that we had a sitter in there for the full length of this day. And well, I think I think actually it was from 6:30 to 3 o'clock, which, I mean, okay, 3 o'clock, if one of us would have had to go in there for 3 more hours, like that would have been okay, like whatever. So anyway, so the day tech was still sitting in there, and she like didn't show up or anything like that. And like, okay, so it's 6:30, which is when her shift was supposed to start, and she still wasn't there. So the nurses and stuff was, they were calling staffing and, you know, asking like, hey, like, where is she? Because, you know, my tech, like, she needs to go home, like, she's been here for 12 hours, you know, it's time for her to go. And they're like, oh, well, we haven't heard anything, like, basically saying like, well, since we haven't heard anything, like, she's still coming. Long story short, she never ended up coming. Like, she didn't come into her shift, and she never notified staffing or anything like that. So I don't know if she just quit, or I don't know, it's really none of my business. But anyway, so she never ended up showing up. And so one of my nurses was like, well, one of you guys are gonna, you know, have to sit in there. And I'm like, she was like, one of you guys are gonna have to sit in there, or one of you guys are gonna just have the whole floor to yourself. And I'm like, I'm cool with that. Like, I will have the whole floor to myself, you know. And it really was not that bad at all. My side only had 4 patients, and her side was fully like loaded or whatever, I guess you can say. She had 8 and I had 4, so I only had 12 patients, and most of them were like independent. Like, they were pretty much independent, and if they weren't like fully independent, like, they were probably like a standby or something. So, you know, I just needed to literally just stand by them, you know, and make sure that everything's okay, whatever. So it really was not a bad night at all. And the reason that I did not get to like come back to you guys like on my break is because I didn't get a break. And I didn't get a break because I left at like 5 in the morning because we were like overstaffed, I guess, which didn't really make any sense to me because like it's 5 o'clock, there's an hour left, so there's really no point. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I didn't really get a break, because I typically take my breaks like pretty late. But this typical night, because okay, so I usually take my breaks around like 2:30, 3 o'clock or whatever. But, you know, I was just being proactive. I was, you know, doing a little extra, like stocking, just doing more than I normally don't do, because it was such of a chill night. And I didn't just want to be sitting there on the computer, because I was caught up with all of my charting. I was caught up with all of my, you know, all of the stuff that I had to do with all my patients. So, you know, and plus I was just snacking on stuff. So I wasn't really like starving. I wasn't like really starving, like, oh my gosh, like, I need to go take my break right now. Like, I'm hungry. Like, I need to go. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, I honestly didn't even want to take a break. Like, that's how chill it was. And it was like the best. But yeah, so I didn't really end up getting a break because of that. But yeah, so I ended up having 12 patients last night, and it was such a good night. Lately, I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm just being honest. Lately, the shifts have been going by like so fast. Like, I don't know what it is or why, but yeah, but I just wanted to, you know, insert this clip to let you guys know like why I didn't like inform you guys on what happened. But yeah, so that's what happened. I didn't get a break because I ended up leaving at like 5 in the morning. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, or if you aren't sure, you know, about like what all a CNA does, just comment below and I can give you more information and go into detail about everything that you literally have to do, because I had a crisis moment when I first started and I was like, this job is not for me. I was so stressed going into work. I was so mad when I had to go into work. I'm like, because this job is not for me. But I think you guys should really take in consideration of what all you have to do, and you have to be okay with it, and you have to have a lot of a lot of patience doing this kind of work. But yeah, if you guys want a video, I can give you guys a video and go into detail about everything that you have to do for those of you who aren't sure about going into the healthcare field or bedside or CNA. But I mean, you have to start somewhere. But yeah, if you guys want a video like that, or if you have any other questions, just comment down below and I will get back to you guys. Bye.